Coming up, a well-known artist is housed right here on campus at the Stanley Museum of Art. Why it's so important and how far it had to travel.
And a University of Iowa program hits a milestone birthday. How this program helps out more than just the university.
Highly anticipated Cy-Hawk basketball games are right around the corner.
Don't blow away, wind and snow are on the way. I'll have your full forecast coming up in weather.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Wednesday, December 10th, and I'm Hannah Fideli.
And I'm Karch Smith.
And the third member of our team, Morgan Burhans, is live outside to tell us today's forecast.
Morgan, you're looking a little chilly out there. How are you feeling?
And yes, it is extremely chilly out here as the wind is in full force. I'm outside the Stanley Museum of Art where it is currently snowing. Let's take a look at that Pentacrest cam. Today will be a high of 31 degrees. Be prepared as winds could occasionally gust to over 40 miles per hour. Tonight will get colder at about 13 degrees. Snowfall is coming and expected to begin around tomorrow afternoon. The high will be in the mid-20s and we are anticipated to get about 4 to 5 inches of snow. Snowfall is expected to end late on Thursday night. Make sure to bundle up, wear lots of layers, and be prepared for the wind and snow. Back to you guys at the desk.
3 University of Iowa international students have settled with the federal government. A judge granted them a court order that blocks termination and government threats of deportation until a full hearing. This comes 8 months after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement terminated the statuses of 4 international students. 3 of them had their visas revoked without explanation and sued the federal government. Even with this settlement, ICE can still terminate students' exchange records if they participate in unlawful activity. Going forward, the government has ensured termination and reactivation of students' U.S. statuses will not negatively impact their ability to seek benefits through the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service.
And pandemic-era funding that helped stabilize childcare across Iowa City and Johnson County is set to expire, leaving providers and families facing an uncertain future. For years, federal relief dollars helped local child care centers cover staff costs, keep tuition lower, and maintain enrollment. As that funding phases out next week, providers say they may soon face difficult choices that could impact access and affordability.
And truly overarchingly, as far as childcare goes, that's not a low-income problem. It affects every single person in our community, whether you have children or not.
Local advocates say they are urging Iowa City, County, and state leaders to step in with a long-term solution without replacement funding. Centers may be forced to raise prices, cut services, or limit enrollment.
The race for Iowa's 1st district is heating up.
DITV's Ryan Lynch is live in the newsroom with the information on this new candidate. Ryan?
Tyler Hegwald, a small business owner from Amana, announced his candidacy with posts on Facebook and X earlier this week. Hegwald enters the race as a Republican. He said he is running because working Iowans deserve a representative to put people ahead of politics and protect freedoms. Hegwald will face incumbent Marionette Miller-Meeks and David Potch in the Republican primary. And new leadership for the Iowa Board of Regents aims to better deal with university officials. Board member Christine Hensley said past leadership on the board handled conflict poorly with the 3 state universities. She is hopeful new board president Robert Kramer will help the board address these issues. Kramer was unanimously elected board president, but had a rocky path when he first joined the Board of Regents. Former Governor Terry Branstad unsuccessfully appointed Kramer in 2013, but Senate changes in the state allowed Governor Kim Reynolds to put Kramer on the board in 2023. State Representative Taylor Collins said state universities can also expect more scrutiny from the state legislature. Reporting live from the DI newsroom, Ryan Lynch, DI TV.
A nonprofit in Iowa City is missing thousands of dollars in donations. The Iowa City Foreign Relations Council claims they're missing over $6,500 after a third-party pay platform known as Flipcause couldn't transfer money into its account. The council says this is over 10% of its annual budget, and Flipcause has caused issues for nonprofits nationwide, failing to transfer over $500,000.
One of Tippie College of Business's newest majors is among the top rankings nationally. Business Insurance Magazine ranked the college as having the nation's third largest risk management and insurance undergraduate program in 2025, following the University of Georgia and University of Wisconsin-Madison. Total enrollment grew by 140 students this year, and as of October, the program has 350 undergraduate students. The program is the only undergraduate risk management and insurance program in the entire state of Iowa.
And folk singer Bob Dylan is making his first return to Iowa City since 2007. Bob Dylan will be rolling through Hampshire Auditorium on March 25th for his Rough and Rowdy Ways tour. The show begins at 8 p.m. and phones are not allowed. Mobile devices will be secured in bags upon arrival, and tickets go on sale on Friday at 10 a.m. Student tickets start at $45 and can be purchased on Hampshire's website.
Now, speaking of rock concerts, Iowa City rock band Homebrewed will be performing with the Iowa City Valley Habitat for Humanity for a benefit concert.
The proceeds will serve low-income families in Iowa counties such as Cedar, Johnson, Louisa, and Washington. This event will be hosted on Sunday, December 14th at 5 p.m. at Reunion Brewery.
And this isn't a new venture for the blues rock band Homebrewed. They've been involved in over 60 benefit concerts and raised over $400,000 for charities over the years. Now that's pretty cool. And keeping on arts, the Stanley Museum of Art showed a unique Georgia O'Keeffe masterpiece, and it came all the way from another country.
That's right, Hannah. DITV's Liz Schultz got an up-close look at this rare piece. She joins us live in the studio to share why this painting is so significant and how far it came from. Liz?
Karch and Hannah, I spoke with the director of the Stanley Museum of Art, who shared why this Georgia O'Keeffe painting is such a big deal and why you'll want to see it in person. A big-name artist is right through the doors of the Stanley Museum of Art. The museum holds a unique painting by well-known artist Georgia O'Keeffe. It's a piece that most people would usually never have the chance to see in person. Now, what's so important about this piece is the fact that it came all the way from Spain, and it's unlike the rest of her paintings. The painting is called New York Street with Moon. It's from 1925 and is one of her very first cityscapes. But it's unlike her usual flowers in nature.
I think that most people know her as a flower painter. She's also one of the few women artists from the early 20th century.
The museum says this is a rare chance to see a different side of O'Keeffe. The reason this painting made the trip? A museum in Spain borrowed one of Stanley's Jackson Pollocks and sent this O'Keeffe in return.
We reached out to the museum to see if we might borrow it. So we thought this is a great opportunity to exchange paintings.
Students say when they heard the news about the painting, it excited them.
She's always been kind of one of my favorite painters. To have one of her paintings at the college campus that I go to is super fascinating.
This piece is on display through January 2026, giving visitors plenty of time to check out an O'Keeffe that traveled a long way to get here. And after seeing its entirety, it is clear why this Georgia O'Keeffe masterpiece captivates so many. It's a powerful piece of American art displayed right here on campus that offers the interpretation of every visitor. Live in studio, Liz Schultz, DITV.
Thanks, Liz. And Iowa City is celebrating Human Rights Day in a special way. City officials are holding a meet and greet with the Human Rights Commission today. This campaign gives the community an opportunity to talk with commissioners in an informal setting, with the hope being that people will see the importance of human rights in their everyday lives. This event will be held from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Wellness Room at the Mercer Park Aquatic Center and Scanlon Gym. It is free and open to all, with refreshments provided.
America Needs Farmers, known here at the University of Iowa as ANF, hit a milestone birthday. After 40 years of serving farmers, A&F stands strong. DITV's Assistant News Director Isabel Thayer took a deep dive into A&F and why it's so important to Iowans.
The University of Iowa wears many logos. Iowa itself, the Tiger Hawk, and a circle with 3 little letters that look to make a big difference. A&F stands for America Needs Farmers and was adopted by Hawkeye football in 1985.
We owe the start of A&F to legendary coach Hayden Fry, who in 1985 debuted the A&F logo.
Not only did Fry debut the A&F logo, but he started an entire campaign teaming up with the Iowa Farm Bureau. Together they created America Needs Farmers because they saw the dangers that the Midwest farm crisis posed. The corn I'm feeling on this wall right now might seem plentiful, but in the 1980s farm crisis, that was not the case. Iowa, United States' top producer of corn, no longer could afford farming, with nearly 1 in 4 families being forced to shut down. This left many families without a home or even food on the table. Thankfully, Coach Hayden Fry had a solution.
Portion of the A&F merchandise proceeds benefits the Iowa Food Bank Association. In this last year and the last couple years after COVID, the Iowa food banks have seen a huge rise in demand. I would say just as A&F is now important than ever, that support of the food bank system to try to combat food insecurity is as important as ever.
And supporting the food banks is just as important as supporting those who grow the food. Farmers do more than just grow corn to feed their cows, but they feed and fuel the world.
So they often say food, fuel, and fiber, and that really sums up the agricultural industry in Iowa because it supports our energy and it also, feeds a lot of people.
Iowa is the United States' #1 producer in corn, pork, eggs, and soybeans. Iowa also has a fast-growing ethanol industry, changing that corn into fuel, and someone has to do that job. Nearly 1 in 5 Iowans are farmers or have an ag-related job. Iowa's top industry is manufacturing, which creates equipment to support its second highest industry of agriculture.
Agriculture is a huge part of Iowa's economy. And, it's not that everybody's a farmer, but the farms really are the key part of our rural communities. And so farming in Iowa is who we are. And we're very proud of that.
Stay tuned on Friday for part 2 with a look into how farmers really feel about A&F and how it's impacting them in the farm industry today. From the University of Iowa, Isabel Thayer. See you Friday right here on DITV.
And coming up later, a look into this week's Cy-Hawk matchups, updates on Iowa football's postseason honors, and a preview of the top-ranked women's wrestling team's upcoming duel. All that and more after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Community members protest and stand for science.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street.
I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us online this Wednesday morning or listening to KRUI 89.7 FM.
First, let's take a look back outside with Morgan for the forecast of the week ahead. And I hope you're staying warm out there, but what can we expect for the rest of the week?
Thanks, Karch. I am trying my best, but gear up because it is going to be an even colder weekend. Let's take a look at the Penacrest cam for a look at the week ahead. Friday will bring cloudy skies with a high in the mid-20s. Saturday, we can expect even more snowfall. As of right now, Iowa City is expected to get 3 to 5 inches of snow. But just wait, because Saturday night temps will drop to about -10 degrees. Sunday, we will finally see some sun again with a high near 7 degrees. Monday will warm back up into the mid-20s. And guys, get excited because Tuesday will be my perfect winter day. Temps will be in the high 30s with lots of sun. Let's just say I am not looking forward to the weather that this weekend will bring, but at least things will warm back up for finals week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now stay warm out there, Morgan, hang tight, but what do we got for some Iowa sports this weekend?
Guys, it's big time sports this weekend. The football Cyhawk did not go our way, but tonight the Iowa women's basketball team travels up to Ames for a highly anticipated matchup with their in-state rival, the Iowa State Cyclones. So far this year, number 10 Iowa State is undefeated and led by their star center, Audie Crooks, who leads not just the team, but the entire country, averaging 27.6 points per game this year.
She doesn't really have a bad game. I don't think anybody's really shut her down. So you got to just try to do the best you can and get the rebound when she does happen to miss.
Crooks will be matched up in the post against Iowa's leading scorer, Ava Hayden, who's averaging 16.1 points and 9.2 rebounds per game. But something has to give as both teams are undefeated this season.
You know, this game has always had a great attendance, but now certainly with as successful as, you know, the undefeated, right, it adds to the hype.
And then on Thursday night, the men's basketball team will try their luck against Iowa State's number 4 ranked side. There might not be a team hotter than the Cyclones in the NCAA as they're coming off an 81-58 demolition of then number 1 ranked Purdue. That 23-point margin of victory was tied for the largest defeat ever suffered by an AP number 1 team on their home floor. The Cyclones are led by Milan Momcilovic, a 55% three-point shooter so far this season, but have 4 players scoring in double figures. And the Iowa football team also has some individuals being recognized for successful seasons. 5 Hawks are now in the AP All-Big Ten. The first of that flock is Caden Weechin, wide receiver and return specialist. He's the AP's all-purpose selection, reaching the first team honors for a second consecutive year. This season he became the only player in program history with a punt return, kick return, rush, and reception for a touchdown in a career. He's a Jet Award finalist and brought back 3 punts and 1 kickoff to the house. He's alongside Logan Jones, Bo Stevens, and Jennings Dunker, all on the O-line. Logan Jones captains the line at center and is an Outland Award finalist, which goes to the college's best interior lineman. Stevens has started in 17 straight games and was a coach's first-team all-conference selection, and Jennings Dunker is an AP All-Big Ten second-team selection and potential first- or second-round draft pick this upcoming May. And the final Hawkeye recognized flips us to the defensive line with Aaron Graves. The team captain recorded 36 tackles, 5 sacks, and even had an interception on the season, as well as becoming a brand-new dad. And another huge part of the football team is being recognized as well. The offensive line as a whole is one of 3 finalists for the 2025 Joe Moore Award, aside from Indiana and Oregon. The Joe Moore Award highlights O-line units that display a high level of toughness, effort, teamwork, consistency, technique, and finishing. And one of the key contributors to that line was grad student Logan Jones, who is now one of 3 finalists for the Remington Trophy presented to the nation's most outstanding center. He's the top-rated center in the country by Pro Football Focus, helping improve the Hawkeye offensive line significantly. And the number 1 ranked Iowa women's wrestling team is off to Waukee, Iowa to duel Grandview tomorrow evening. The Hawkeyes are coming off a win against both Oklahoma State and 5th-ranked Colorado Mesa with 7 pins and 9 tech falls. Ava Bayless will have all eyes on her in the 110-pound weight class after a tech fall win in 32 seconds last Sunday. The mat action will kick off at 8:15 p.m. And with the soccer offseason now in full swing, head coach Dave Diani nabbed his first transfer. Leah LaRouche will join the Hawkeyes from the Butler Bulldogs. The sophomore outside midfielder started all 19 games for Butler, notching 1 goal and 5 assists, and her efforts landed her Big East 3rd team honors. The Quebec native will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. And with the college volleyball season winding down, postseason awards are starting to be presented, and one Hawkeye found her name on the list. Former Iowa setter Claire Amaral has been named to the American Volleyball Coaches Association All-Central Region team. The Central Region includes players taken from programs in states like Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Missouri, and Oklahoma. Amaral was the first Hawkeye named to the All-Region team since 2021. Well, guys, a lot of big news in sports and a lot of honors, too.
Oh, yeah, a lot of big games coming up. So we'll send it back outside to Morgan to check out some more weather.
Thanks, guys. And next week is unfortunately finals week. Students will have to trek through these cold winter temperatures to get to their tough finals. So I have some furry friends who have advice about study locations on campus. The DITV cats are here to remind us that the best place to study is in the warm comfort of your couch, snuggled up with all of your furry friends. They say stay home, keep warm, and study hard. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you for joining us online or listening to KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
From Morgan Burhans, I'm Ryan Paris.
We'll see you again on Friday morning right here on DITV.